Tagovailoa. Tagovailoa. There you go.
Tua Tagovailoa. Say it right now. The quarterback for the defending national champions, Alabama. But what would have happened if he didn't get to play in the national championship game? So what's good, y'all? It's Matt LBG, and we are finally back with another story video, man. And I know I've taken a long break from my story videos, but I'm back. I'm just happy to be back. If y'all like videos like this, leave a like for more. And with all that being said, let's get straight into the video, man. If you have clicked on this video or you're watching this video, I'm sure you've heard of Tua Tagovailoa. But just in case if some of y'all haven't, or even if you have, you may not know his backstory, let's do a little recap first. Tua is from Ewa Beach in Hawaii, and he attended St. Louis High School, and that's where he played his high school football at. Not many people know this, but Tua really wanted to go to Oregon, and that was his dream school, but they didn't offer him early in the recruiting process, but that's a video for another time. With that being said, Alabama took no time and offered Tua right away, and he committed and didn't look back from there. Tua and his family fell in love with how committed Alabama and the coaching staff was to Tua, so they took no chances with anything. They stuck with Alabama the whole way. Now, Tua didn't start out as this 5-star magnificent quarterback at first. He started out as a 4-star, which is still great, just not as good as he is now. Tua then eventually signs with Alabama, of course, and this is when things start to change. At the time, Tua did know Jalen Hurts was the starter for Alabama and would probably be there for 3 more years, but he was not scared of the challenge. Nick Saban made it clear to Tua and his parents that there would be a battle for the starting quarterback job if Tua was good enough. Jalen Hurts led Alabama to the national championship the year before Tua got there, so this just shows that Tua was not scared to take anyone's job. All that Tua told Saban he wanted was a fair chance at the quarterback starting job, and that's what Saban promised to him. Tua was up for the task, and he was willing to battle anyone for a quarterback job because he wanted to play for the best, and at the time, Alabama was the best. If you know anything about college football or Tua or Alabama at all, you know that Tua did not get the starting job right away, as Jalen Hurts maintained the starting job all throughout his year. Although through the year, in the locker room and sources close to Alabama did say Tua has outperformed Jalen Hurts in practices, he just never got the starting nod because Jalen really didn't do anything to necessarily lose the starting job. But people did say the offensive coordinators were getting frustrated because they wanted Tua to start because he was the better quarterback.
The funny thing is, if this second half doesn't flip like this, and Alabama's moving the ball doesn't change it, people that really know what's going on will tell you that Tua was leaving. Because Tua felt that he should have been the starting quarterback and had outperformed him in practice, and coach never gave him an opportunity.
But at the time, you really can't fault Saban for not giving him the job because Jalen, like I said, just played excellent, and he was also the SEC Freshman of the Year and Offensive Player of the Year. With Tua not playing much besides mop-up duty here and there, he began to get frustrated. I mean, wouldn't you get frustrated too, knowing you're obviously better than the guy ahead of you and people are saying it and you're still not getting the starting job? Exactly. How would you not get frustrated knowing you're the best player out there and you're not getting a chance to prove yourself? With Lane Kiffin wanting Tua to get the starting job and knowing that Tua had the potential and was better than Jalen Hurts at the time, it just led to even more chaos. Heading into the national championship game, there was rumors that Tua would leave if he didn't get to play. But these weren't just rumors, as Tua said that he wanted to leave if he didn't get to play in the championship game. He even called his dad and asked if his offer from USC was still on the table so he could transfer there. With Tua being very frustrated with his role in Alabama and even calling his dad and telling him he wanted to leave, it just seemed that if he didn't play in this championship game, and he even said it, that he was going to transfer out.
If I didn't play, I would have left and whatnot. And I think sometimes if you don't stick it in, like what I said, if you don't stick it in, if you just keep giving up, you won't see the end result in what God has prepared, which is the blessing, and I don't think I would have experienced it if I left. And
although with all of this frustration built up during the season and even before the championship game, Tua did state that his parents wanted him to stay at Alabama. His parents wanted him to persevere, and man, did it ever pay off.
You know, when we were doing the first day of fourth quarter, I wanted to leave. I called my dad. I called back home, and I told him I wanted to go to USC. I asked him if they still.
Is part of your workout program.
It's part of our
Understand
road.
what that is. Not the fourth quarter of the game.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter is one of your workout programs.
Yes,
Yeah. And so things are tough, and you're like,
Yeah,
Dad,
it's our fourth.
I can't handle this right now.
Yeah.
You gotta come pick me up.
So this first day of our fourth quarter program, after our running, I come back to the dorm at night after touring, and I call my dad. I tell him, Dad, we gotta go. I can't do this.
I don't want to talk about the national championship game a lot or what happened, but I will show some quick clips and I will briefly talk about what happened. As most of y'all know watching this video, Alabama's offense in the championship game in the first half was nothing less than horrendous. Trailing Georgia 13-0 at half, it didn't look good for Alabama and they had to get a spark. That spark was no other, as you guessed it, Tua, man. Tagovailoa came in the championship game in the second half and completely balled out for Alabama. It was like magic. As every drive Tua had, it just looked like Alabama was a completely different team and had a chance to score on every play. With Tua making these crazy runs, big third down conversions, and unbelievable plays everywhere, it all led up to one big moment. Alabama tied the game up and got it to go to overtime. They had a chance to win before overtime as Tua led another great drive, but of course an Alabama kicker missed a field goal. What's new? That's beside the point. Georgia kicked a field goal on their drive in overtime, so if Alabama gets a touchdown, they win the game. First play of overtime for Alabama. Tua takes the snap, gets sacked for a 16-yard loss, and everything's going crazy. You cannot take a sack in that situation. Nick Saban comes unglued. He's throwing his headset, screaming at Tua. It's just complete chaos. But you got no time to think. As the clock's ticking, the play clock's going, you got to get ready for the next play. It's second down, and then I'll just let y'all see what happens from here. Tua drops back, takes the snap, and throws a complete dime to Devontae Smith for the game-winning play and touchdown. Now everything's great and all. Alabama wins the national championship. Tua's got the great, story. But what if Tua doesn't play in this game? What if Alabama doesn't struggle in the first half and Jalen Hurts continues to be the quarterback? Or not even that, what if Nick Saban just doesn't give Tua a chance in the game and Alabama loses? Tua just doesn't get to play, so what's next? Tua has done stated that he's leaving Alabama if he doesn't play in the championship game. But you want to say, but what if they don't struggle in the first half? If Alabama doesn't struggle in the first half and they just win the game with Jalen, he's leaving regardless. He said he was going. So now we have to look at all the options Tua had before Alabama. Now we have to go way, way back to the Oregon offer and the USC offer. I've done a lot of research and looked everywhere, and as far as I could tell, Oregon and USC would have been the only destinations for Tua. Now I know earlier in this video I said Oregon did not offer him early, but they did come around and offer him a year later. So with Tua basically making sure USC still wanted him and having strong connects with Oregon, it looked as if Tua was going to the Pac-12. And now this changes college football dramatically and impacts the game in many ways. I've made a previous video on Tua about his unbelievable story. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I stated in that Tua and Marcus Mariota did in fact go to the same high school, so I want to say he would lean towards more Oregon. But Oregon also does have Justin Herbert, who is a young and talented quarterback, so I'm not really sure at the moment. So let's just say he goes to Oregon or USC. It doesn't matter, they're both in the Pac-12, same similar offensive type of schools, so it doesn't matter, let's just say either one of them. So Tua leaves Alabama, and that means also Alabama stuck with Jalen Hurts, a mediocre quarterback at best, for 2 more years. 2 dramatical, and I mean dramatical things happen from this situation alone. 1, Alabama stuck with a mediocre quarterback, Jalen Hurts, at best for another 2 years, which means offense is very limited at Alabama with all these skilled players. We have seen Jalen Hurts play with the best wide receiver in the country, Calvin Ridley, and he just can't get him the ball in any way, man, besides a bubble screen. So this means for at least the next 2 years, Alabama's offense struggles, doesn't perform up to the high expectations with all the 5-star recruits, and probably doesn't win another national championship. It is just very, and I mean very hard to win the national championship when your quarterback just limits the whole offense. I'm not saying Alabama couldn't win the national championship with Jalen Hurts, but it would just be very unlikely for the next 2 years without Tua. Now we go to number 2. Tua transfers to Oregon or USC. Both programs that were struggling at the time Tua would have been transferring, or not meaningless struggle, just not performing to their high program expectation. Pick either one. Tua wins the starting job and completely changes the program and turns them around into an immediate national championship contender. I'm not stuttering when I say that, because if you're watching this video or you have any IQ about football, you know the Pac-12 is very, very bad at football. So Tua is just going to take over the Pac-12 by storm and just turn the whole program around. With Tua being a big number type of guy, he's going to put up crazy stats at either school and immediately get Heisman love. And also with the Pac-12 being very, 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 and I mean very weak, I cannot stress it enough, whatever team he would go to would immediately be ranked very high. Now when I say immediately, I don't mean when he gets there, I mean later in the season, because Tua would just breeze through the competition like it's nothing. But I will give you the benefit of the doubt, saying that whatever team Tua goes to, his defense isn't the best, but we're still looking at a 10 to 11 win season. So I will meet y'all in the middle, and that is very fair. Actually, that's below fair for a team with Tua on it, but I'm just saying. So Tua just straight up balls for the next 2 years, puts up crazy Heisman numbers, but doesn't win a national championship, because that would be hard for any Pac-12 team to do, because they still probably wouldn't beat Alabama or Clemson or Oklahoma or any other program like that. And then he just goes to the NFL, and that's it for Tua. And then for Alabama, I know I said they probably won't win with Jalen, but we could put maybe they win one more with Jalen, maybe not. It'd just be hard to say, give or take. And now number 3, Tua leaves Alabama. This also means Tua leaves Nick Saban. Nick Saban is the greatest college football coach of all time. Say that with no stutter. He is. Everyone knows it. He's better than Bear Bryant. But if you've had any concern or wondering if Nick Saban's the greatest of all time, it's over now, because Tua has put him over the map. Every college football fan, SEC fan, any college football fan has said, what could Alabama do if they've had a good/great quarterback? And now they have one. It's Tua, and it's quite frankly scary good. If you are an Alabama fan, this is like a dream come true. I mean, it cannot get no better. You've all wondered what it's like to have a scary good quarterback. Now you got it. You got the good defense. And now the games aren't even close. They're not even competitive. I mean, what more can make Nick Saban even better than Tua? So if Tua doesn't play in the national championship game, doesn't win Nick Saban his 6th all-around ring, his 5th at Alabama, we may not say Nick Saban's the greatest coach of all time just yet. But Tua doesn't leave and gets Nick Saban his 6th and eventually his 7th ring. I won't say 8, because I'm not going to say Tua's going to win back-to-back national championships. But let's at least give him 1 out of 2, because Alabama's looking in just... you cannot stop them this year. So we'll be fair here, and we'll just say Tua wins Nick Saban at least 1 more national championship. That puts him at 7. 7. Now there is no doubt that he is the greatest of all time. And now number 4, the one that no one quite knows about. I know a lot of y'all don't know of Tua's younger brother, Tua Tagovailoa, but he moved to Alabama recently. With Tua's parents being very involved with their child's life, they moved from Hawaii to Alabama to breed their sons for football. If Tua doesn't play in the game and transfers out, that also means why would his family stick around in Alabama? His parents are obviously only in Alabama for football for their son in high school and in college, so this means they would move to wherever probably Tua would go and also their next son would go. So like I said, let's say Tua transfers to Oregon and USC, Pac-12 school, somewhere closer back to Hawaii. This means the family moves back over there. This also means that Tua's younger brother, which is a complete star by the way, but we're not getting into all that, he is more than likely not going to Alabama. Tua's little brother would presumably follow in his big brother's footsteps and go to whatever college Tua goes to, and that means the family would move to where Tua is at. As of right now, Tua's little brother, Talua, I think that's how you say it, not sure, don't quote me on it. He is a hard commit on Bama, and of course he's going to Bama almost no matter what. So, this also means Alabama is set on the quarterback position for the next 4 to 5 years, man. But if Tua does not play in that national championship game, he transfers out and his brother does not go to Alabama. He goes to wherever Tua goes. I cannot stress this enough, as Tua's decision to stay changed the whole landscape for college football, Alabama in history, everywhere.
Your opportunity's not given, you know. You just sometimes you make emotional decisions. I mean, if I just didn't stick it in through that whole time during fourth quarter, during spring ball, during camp, and then during the season, I don't think me and you would have been here talking right now, too.
I know like my voice is changing on this video, like I'm getting dramatic and stuff. It's just because I cannot stress how crazy this is. Like, I'm just getting emotionally and physically into this, man. Like, I just love it. Oh man, I know it's a lot. Let's just do a quick summary if Tua leaves Alabama. Number 1, Tua leaves. Alabama doesn't win multiple championships for years to come. Number 2, Tua picks up a down Pac-12 team and brings them to an immediate national contender and probably wins the Heisman and has a great NFL career to come. Number 3, Nick Saban doesn't get viewed as the best coach of all time just quite yet. And number 4, Tua doesn't get to play, so why would his brother go to Alabama too? His family leaves and Tua's little brother doesn't pick up off where Tua left and just changes college football landscape forever. Now this is just 4 or 5 of some of the scenarios that could have happened if Tua left Alabama. Trust me, I know there is a lot of scenarios that could have happened, but I'm getting into the 4 to 5 main ones that realistically could have happened and I have evidence to back up. If you got some other scenarios that you think would have happened or major scenarios that could have happened, leave a comment down below because I would love to read what y'all guys got to say about this. But with all this being said, that's about going to wrap up this video, man. I had a great time researching and figuring out what would happen, all this stuff, figuring out stuff about Tua, and I researched this for about a week or 2. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to make the video just perfect and edit it just perfect for you guys. If you like videos like this and you're new to my channel, or even if you're not new, leave a like and leave a comment down below because it helps me out a lot and it shows me what y'all like to see. This is about gonna wrap it up. I hope you guys learned something from this video and I hope you guys enjoyed. My name's Matt, or Matthew. I go by Matt LBG. And if y'all new to my channel, like I said, just leave some comments, likes, anything down below. Helps me out. I love interacting with y'all guys. And I have a bunch of other crazy videos. I don't just do story videos. I do a lot of videos just in vague. So like I said, if you're new to my channel, show me some love and I'll show some love back, man. But I'm out, y'all. Peace.